Hey guys, did you just get your AP scores back and are you wondering, what am I gonna do because I didn't get a 5? Do they count for anything? Should I put them on my college applications? Should I not put them on my college applications? Do they give me college credit? What just happened? If so, in this video, that's what I'm gonna talk about. If you're wondering who I am, my name is Brooke. I've been coaching and tutoring the SAT and the ACT for over a decade and a half. I'm also an independent college consultant. I've written a couple of books for the ACT math section that you can check out on Amazon.com, the best ACT math books ever. You can also check out our online courses for the SAT and the ACT at SupertutorTV.com. They have helped students prep to 99th percentile SAT scores and perfect ACT scores. So if you're trying to up your test game and your AP scores didn't go so well and you're like, I'm gonna prove myself next time, well, here is your chance. Go check it out. And if you got shut out of the course because of COVID and you were gonna take like the test in say May or June or something like that, and then your test got canceled and it got rescheduled, we are offering free extensions. So email us at info@supertutortv.com. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Enough with announcements. AP scores, let's talk. So first of all, every college or university has a different policy when it comes to whether or not your AP scores count in the admissions process. It used to be like a couple decades ago that nobody really cared about AP scores at all for the admissions process. But now that everything's gotten so competitive, schools are generally looking at these some. As the College Board has stated, they did a survey of admissions people, and 75% of the admissions representatives they surveyed said, we don't care about AP tests at all in admissions. But guess what? That means 25% of them do. And some of you are probably applying to the 25% of colleges that are the most competitive. There are others of you that are probably applying to less competitive colleges or just typical local colleges, state universities in your area that may not have as stringent application processes. And if so, cool, you're probably fine. It's not a big deal and they're not going to look at it at all. But if you're going to a very competitive college, it is probably going to play into your portfolio of achievements. That being said, it plays a different role depending on the college. At Stanford University, for example, they say it rarely plays a significant role in your admissions. MIT looks at them, but they aren't part of any quote unquote formula. So they're like, don't stress out if you don't have like 20 AP classes. Now, here is what colleges care about. Colleges care about whether you've challenged yourself. So across the board, taking AP exams and taking AP classes is something that colleges want to see you do because they want you to be taking the most rigorous course load you can. So on that level, it's good to take it. But it doesn't mean that you have to totally kill yourself to take 10 AP classes, nor does it mean that if you didn't get exactly the score that you want, that it's going to completely tank your ability to succeed in college. All these colleges are looking at you holistically. That means they look at you at context. They're going to look at your GPA foremost. They're going to look at your test scores next, potentially. They're going to look at your activities and your involvement and your leadership. And AP scores are like in there, but they're not the most significant factor. Why? Well, some schools don't even have AP testing available or AP classes. Other students may not have the ability to take that many AP classes. At some high schools, they only offer 3 AP classes. At others, they offer 30 AP classes. So they're going to look at you in context. Is everyone at your high school challenging themselves and taking 10 AP classes a year? If so, they're going to expect you to take a good number of AP classes. That doesn't mean you have to take 10, but they're going to expect you to challenge yourself. If your school only offers 3, you're not expected to take 10 AP exams, right? So the first thing I'll say is that you can take this all kind of in context, ask yourself, am I challenging myself? Am I working hard? Am I doing my best? If you can answer yes, 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 then you can relax and just chill out a little bit. Should I submit my score if I didn't get a 5? That's one of the biggest questions that I get from students. And here's my advice. Number one, every college knows if you take an AP class, you're probably taking the AP test. If you ever take an AP test and you didn't take the class that goes with it, you can absolutely hide it if you don't like the score. So that's the first thing that I'll say. Now, if you took the AP test this year in the COVID-19 year, I would say it's probably safe to hide the thing if you got a 3 or below, because we all know that the AP tests this year were weird. There was no multiple choice. It was just one 45-minute essay. And that's not completely fair in a lot of these subject matters where you thought it was going to be multiple choice and fact regurgitation, right? Some people are going to be better at multiple choice, worse at the essay, etc. If that's you and you got a 3, even though you got an A+ in AP US History, you know, don't let that hold you back. I would hide it if I were you and I were applying to a top school, unless I am trying to tell everybody I'm an AP scholar and I need those 3s to show you that I'm the AP scholar or something like that. I generally recommend that you hide sort of 3s and below if you're applying to like top 10, top 20 schools. If you're applying to schools that aren't like in the top 10, top 20, my best advice is go on the college's website. And this is true even for top schools. Go on the college's website and see, what does the college give credit for? Does it give credit for 4s and 5s? Does it give credit for just 5s? Does it give credit for 4s and 5s in certain subjects and just 5s in other subjects? Does it give placement for 4s but credit for 5s? What is their treatment of this once you get into the school? If the school is giving you some sort of leg up for having a particular score, that means they probably think it's okay, and it's probably a decent score. And then I would report it, okay? But if the school isn't throwing you any bones for your lower scores, you might not report it. That's my general rule of thumb. That's what I go by. You know, I can't read every admissions officer's mind, but that's my kind of general rule of thumb, logical way to kind of approach the situation that's worked out for a lot of my students. Cool? AP scores are self-reported in the Common App, so you don't have to send any official score reports. And though it's true that when you send official score reports, generally you send all your AP scores and the school gets to see everything, you can hide AP scores if you really want to, but because you're not sending official score reports generally, that's not an issue. You just self-report whatever you feel like reporting on your application, and that's that. The other thing that I'll say about submitting AP scores is think about your context. Do you go to school where no one at your high school even passes these things and you got a 3 and you're really proud of your 3 because no one at your high school ever gets a 3? Well, then you putting down that 3 means more than somebody at a super uber competitive private school where all the yuppie kids are getting 5s constantly, and if you get a 4, it's like, oh my gosh, and there's so many kids getting 5s that your 4 feels like it's going to be buried in the muck and mire. If that's you, then that's a different scenario. You know, you can report what you feel represents you. Like I said, 4s, like you can report them. They're probably going to help you at anything that's below probably top 20 range schools in general. But again, I say just look up the policies of the schools, what's their admissions policy, and then what's their actual policy in terms of credit. If they're giving you credit for it, it's not the worst thing in the world to report it. I've seen students get into schools like Stanford with 3s on their APs, on some of them, maybe not all of them, but some of them, and it's fine. But obviously that's not every university's policy, so look up the policy for admission and look up the policy for whether they give you credit or not, and use that to inform your personal decision on a school-by-school basis. Cool? Next subject matter is college credit. So the other thing that's cool about AP scores is that they can help you get college credit or even college placement. A 3 is technically a passing score on an AP exam, but colleges and universities can do whatever the heck they want with these AP scores that they get. Some schools may even offer placement if you even just get a 2 on the exam. I don't know of any schools offhand that give you anything if you get a 1, but hey, even a 2 on the BC Calculus exam can get you placement into some math classes at some universities. So go ahead and look up the policies at the school that you're planning to go to, and that's going to give you the best feedback on what a good AP score is. Generally, you're not going to get as much college credit for AP classes the more competitive the colleges you're applying to. If you're applying to top 10 schools, the general rule of thumb is you're not going to get a lot of credit, if any. What you're going to get is placement into upper level classes. So if you get, for example, a 4 or a 5 on your AP Literature or Language and Comp exam, then you can get placed into a more advanced English writing course, or you might be able to get out of a certain requirement at the school, but you won't necessarily get units credit. So it's not going to save you money on your tuition bill, right? If you're going to a state school, on the other hand, using AP exams can be a great way to save a lot of money because you can actually get full credit for the courses that you took these tests for, and then you don't have to pay for those credits that count toward your graduation. So there's a difference between placement and credit. Final statement, I'm just going to really quickly talk about the impact of coronavirus and the AP tests. Now, a lot of colleges and universities are aware that this year AP testing was really kind of funky. We don't know what every individual college is going to say or what they're going to value over what. I think all schools are cognizant that this is a really weird year for admissions. If you feel like it's better to hide these scores because they don't represent who you are, then go ahead and do so. But if you think they do represent you, then obviously you should be putting them in the mix. So that's about it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. And just remember, an AP score is not life or death. It's not the most important part of your college application, no matter where you're applying, especially in this age of coronavirus. The best thing you can do is try to prove yourself and write some great essays and get some good teacher recommendations. And that's putting your best foot forward. Stay tuned to our channel if you're applying to college soon, and we'll continue to give you more tips. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon.